Hey folks, it's Pastor Jordan here on a beautiful Thursday morning here at the church outside by the gazebo. And I just wanted to bring this week's sermon preview to you. We will be gathering once again for in-person outdoor worship here at the gazebo at church. The weather is looking good for Sunday, maybe a little cloudy. It might be a little cooler than it has been, which would be a real blessing. And so we invite you to come and be with us. You can see some of the driveway stakes that we have. I'm pointing at one right there. They're all laid out, so the spacing is taken care of. You don't have to worry about that. You just park on the other side of the church, walk over, wear your mask just for while you're traveling around, and once you're at your stake, you don't need to put it on unless you want to sing along with us. It's just a really wonderful way for us to gather for worship and to be together as God's people, even in a time of separation. And so we invite you 10 o'clock Sunday morning to join us here for outdoor worship. If you can't join us for worship in person, or you're still not feeling comfortable being out and about and around people, that's understandable. And so we invite you to join us on our YouTube channel, the same spot you're seeing this video. We'll be live streaming on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and you can jump in for that worship and join us that way. If you can't join us live, then it'll be up on YouTube and you can check it out at a later time. So this week we are beginning a new sermon series that'll take us through the rest of the summer, and it's a sermon series on the Lord's Prayer. And so we're going to be looking at the Lord's Prayer over the course of 4 weeks. And this week we begin with just the opening words. As Jesus lays out in Luke, he says, when you pray, pray like this. And he begins with the word Father. And so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about who is Jesus inviting us into prayer with. Where are we rooting this prayer? To whom are we praying when we offer the Lord's Prayer? How do we go about getting ourselves into that space of petitioning, which will come later? We'll look at the petitions in this prayer in the following weeks, but who are we petitioning, right? And who are we asking of this? And so that's where we're going to begin this week. And now Jesus uses the word Father, as he does often when he talks about God and his relationship to God. And Father is a beautiful word, but for some it's also a very difficult word. There are many people who have had a relationship with their father that is not the greatest, that has involved some sort of struggling or challenge or suffering. And so we'll talk about what this means, what this prayer being rooted in this Father, what that might mean for all of us who are invited into this prayer life with God the Father. And so that's where we'll begin this week. We'll look at some of those things. The scripture is going to be the same for the next 4 Sundays. It's just Luke 11, 2 through 4. And that's where Jesus explains this prayer in such a simple format, it seems, and yet it's so rich and so deep. And that's where we'll be spending our time in the next week. So I invite you to come and be with us for worship, to enjoy as we delve into the richness of the Lord's Prayer together. And as we gather in worship to be in the presence of the Lord. So we invite you to be with us on Sunday morning, however you can. And we look forward to that time very much. I hope that you have a blessed rest of your week, and I look forward to worshiping with you in person or online on Sunday morning. May the Lord be with you. God bless.